Okay, now given the mean equals 21, find the value for x if the data set is 16, 24, 27, and x. Okay, so this one's a little tricky. I'd probably prefer to write the solution down on paper. So I might write the solution. So I'll pause this video. All right, so to do question 8 from the quiz, I'm just going to write down all the information that the question gave us. So they told us that the mean is equal to 21. They said the mean is 21, and they also told us what the data set looks like. So this is the data set. The data set is 16, 24, 27, and we've also got one more score, and that's just represented by x. So they haven't actually told us this score. They told us 3 scores, but they left the 4th one as an unknown, and that's what they want us to tell them. That's what they want us to find, this x value here. So it's just going to be another score just like these scores. So this is all the information basically that the question told us. So we haven't done anything new, but I am going to write one more piece of information, and that's just the formula that we learned this lesson. So let's remember the formula for mean. And the reason I'm doing this is because I know this question's asking me about the mean, because it's telling me some information about the mean, and I know I'm probably going to have to use it. So let's write the formula for mean. So mean is equal to the sum of the scores over or divided by the number of scores. Okay, so this is our formula for mean. Okay, we did this lesson. Now, usually they want to know the mean, and they tell us all this information. All we have to do is write it here and then divide the top by the bottom, and then we've got the mean. But this time they told us the mean, and they want to know one of the scores. So let's just put the information in that we do have, okay, and see what happens. So we know the mean is 21. So instead of mean, let's put 21 here on the left-hand side. And then the sum of the scores. So we know some of the scores, so we can put some of those in. So the sum of the scores is just going to be 16 plus 24 plus 27 plus x. And we don't know x, but we still need to represent it, so we're just going to leave it as x. Divided by the number of scores. Can we work that out? Yeah, we can see the number of scores up here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, because x is a score as well. So there's 4 scores in the data set. So the number of scores is 4. And we can tidy this up a little bit because we know what 16 plus 24 plus 27 is. We can just work that out ourselves using a calculator. So we'll rewrite it. Now 21 equals 16 plus 24 plus 27. So that's 67 plus x all over 4. All right, now we've got ourselves an equation. So if you can take yourself back to the equations topic that you did this year, we need to rearrange this equation so that we can find x. We want to solve for x, okay? So what we need to do is we need to isolate x and get it by itself. Now at the moment we've got a lot of stuff going on around x, so we need to unwrap it and get to x. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use inverse operations to first of all get rid of this fraction at the bottom. I don't want the fraction, it looks messy, I don't want to deal with it. So let's get rid of this denominator. Now this is like a division by 4. So the opposite operation to division, or the inverse operation to division, is multiplication. So if I multiply by 4, that's going to get rid of that 4 on the bottom. Okay, because 4 divided by 4 is just 1. So that's going to cancel out. But if I multiply this side by 4, I can't just leave this side because then it won't make sense anymore. So whatever I have to do to this side, I must do it to this side as well. And that way it stays balanced. And we need to make sure our equation stays balanced. So these will cancel out. And we're left with 4 times 21 on the left-hand side, which is 84. And on the right-hand side, we're just left with 67 plus x. So we're nearly there. We're slowly getting to x. But we still need to get rid of this 67, all right? We want x by itself. So this is like 67 plus x, or x plus 67. So we need to use the inverse operation to addition. Now, what's the inverse operation of addition? Subtraction. So if we want to get rid of this 67 plus x, we just need to subtract 67. Okay, because 67 minus 67 is just 0, and then we're just going to have x by itself. So if we subtract 67 from this side, we need to do it over here as well, don't forget. And on the left-hand side, we're left with 84 minus 67, which is 17. And on the right-hand side, these cancelled out, that's why we did it, and we're just left with x. Okay, so we've got 17 equals x, and we can flip that around. X equals 17, all right? So that's our answer. X is 17. So this score up here is actually 17.